Good day, teacher. Today, our group, Cục Vàng của cô, will present about case study of Phú Nhuận Jewelry Joint Stock Company PNJ. Here's our group member, Trần Gia Như, Phạm Thế Huy, Dương Bảo Hân, Ngô Sĩ Tuấn Kiệt, and Đặng Ngọc Yến Nhi. This is our table of contents. First, we will talk about PNJ case background. Next, SWOT analysis, economic, industry, and competitive analysis, financial analysis, non-financial analysis, stock performance, and finally, conclusion. So, first, I will present about PNJ case background. Phú Nhuận Jewelry Joint Stock Company, or PNJ, is a leading name in Vietnam's jewelry industry. Established in 1988, the company now boasts over 36 years of experience and consistent growth. PNJ operates as a vertically integrated business, meaning it manages the entire value chain from design, production, wholesale to retail. Its core offerings include gold, silver, and diamond jewelry, catering to a wide range of customer needs. In terms of scale, PNJ employs more than 6,000 people across Vietnam and owns an extensive national retail network. A key milestone in PNJ's history was its equitization and listing on the Ho Chi Minh Stock Exchange, which enabled the company to access capital markets and expand more aggressively. Next, I will present about product portfolio and value-added services of PNJ. PNJ's product portfolio is broad and diversified to target various market segments. Key product lines include PNJ Gold for traditional customers, PNJ Silver for fashion-conscious customers, PNJ Premium for high-end clients, and CAO Fine Jewelry, focusing on luxury diamond collections. The company also offers gold bars and loose diamonds. As of 2024, the revenue mix is as follows. Gold, silver, diamond jewelry accounts for 62%, include watches, and 24K gold contributes 25.3%, and wholesale jewelry processing makes up 12%. In addition to products, PNJ provides various value-added services such as jewelry repair, custom design, engraving, and authentication, all of which enhance customer loyalty and brand value. Next, we will talk about market leadership and 2024 results of PNJ. As of 2024, PNJ firmly holds its position as Vietnam's jewelry market leader, capturing 55% of the branded jewelry retail segment, according to VN Direct. This year also marked record-breaking financial performance, like net revenue reached 37,823 billion Vietnam dong, up to 14.1% compared to 2023. Net profit hit an all-time high of 2,113 billion Vietnam dong, representing a 7.2% year-on-year growth. These results demonstrate PNJ's successful execution of its strategy, the strength of its brand, and its responsiveness to evolving customer preferences in the jewelry market. Next, Hong will present about SWOT analysis.
I'm going to present the SWOT analysis of PNGs. We will go through the company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in a concise and structured manner. Let's start with the strength of PNGs, and there are quite a few impressive ones. First, PNG is a technology leader in jewelry manufacturing. PNG received Manufacturer of the Year jewelry at the Jewelry World Awards 2021, and PNG is the first and only Vietnamese company to be honored in the social empowerment category at the Jewelry World Award in 2024, thanks to its pioneer at and effective DI&I strategies. Moreover, PNG operate advanced production line using European technology such as laser cutting, CAD/CAM system, diamond black cutting, and more. They have nearly 100 professional designers and over 1,000 skilled artisans producing over 4 million pieces of jewelry every year. In addition, the second factory in Long An opened recently has increased production by 30% compared to 2020. This helped reduce dependence on imported materials and strengthen PNG export capability. Another key strength is their self-reliant supply chain, which allow PNG to stay stable even during global disruption like the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, let's move on to PNG's second strength. Is this jewelry industry is expertise. With over 30 years of experience and a strong presence in the international market, in 2018, PNG hosted Vietnam's largest jewelry fashion show and rated the Golden Dress Medal for U23 football team. It was also named among the top 10 most sustainable companies for 3 consecutive years and surpassed $1 billion in market cap. In 2019, PNG became Asia's #1 jewelry retailer and partnered with Walt Disney, opening access to global market. In 2020, PNG was recognized as the best jewelry company in Asia Pacific, while Forbes Vietnam valued its brand at $93.1 million, up to 18% year-on-year. In 2021, PNG launched a multi-brand strategy with Pandora and accelerate digital transformation with omni-channel, sales, and customer behavior analysis. By 2023, the company had invested heavily in AI and automation, improving both production speed and efficiency to better meet market demand. Next is PNG's strong and trusted brand. In 2023, its brand value reached $428.43 million, up to 17% from 2022. This shows PNG growing credibility and sustainable growth. In Q1 2024, PNG earned 12,550 billion Vietnam dong in revenue and 738 billion Vietnam dong in profit, confirming its leading position in Vietnam's jewelry market. This success comes from PNG's focus on quality product and excellent customer service. Next is marketing, where PNG really stand out. One great example is the Jewelry Journey Across Vietnam campaign. They turned double-decker buses into mobile showrooms and tour across 24 provinces, winning both national and international marketing awards in 2024. They also used emotional storytelling in campaigns like Hạnh phúc vàng, món quà vô giá, which received millions of views and interaction. Another highlight is the Có nhau mình cưới campaign in 2023, which won the award for Best Influencer Strategies tied to their Chầu Câu collection. PNG has successfully integrated advanced digital technologies into its operation. The company used AI and computer vision to analyze customer behavior and optimize the in-store layout and staff allocation. Smart surveillance system and machine learning improve both efficiency and customer convenience. Moreover, PNG apply big data and AI to enhance its CRM strategies, delivering more personalized shopping experiences. Lastly, PNG distribution network is the largest in Vietnam. They have 339 stores nationwide, including PNG Gold, Silver, CAO 5 Jewelry, PNG Art, and PNG Watch. Stores are organized into three tiers, depending on the location, to capture different market segments while keeping costs optimized. In terms of logistics, they have four major warehouses across the country to manage high-value goods securely. And with SAP for HANA and AI, P&G can check inventory and sell in real time, which improve both offline and online customer experience. However, P&G still face several weaknesses. First, export revenue remained low despite selling in 10 countries. P&G lacked an international retail network. Factors such as higher domestic gold prices and export policies make overseas expansion difficult. Second, the company relies heavily on imported raw material, including gold, silver, diamond, and gemstone, making the company vulnerable to price volatility. While P&Gs collaborate with trusted partners like Swarovski and Metaller, it still needs more local sourcing solutions to reduce cost pressure. Moving on to opportunities. The Vietnamese jewelry market is growing. In 2023, the jewelry segment accounted for over 66% of P&G's revenue, and in 2024, total revenue increased by 14% year-on-year, reaching $1.5 billion. The Vietnamese jewelry market valued at $1.2 billion in 2023 is projected to grow to $1.51 billion by 2021. By 2031, with a CAGR of 2.9%, driven by urbanization and evolving consumer preferences. In addition, Vietnamese rising middle and upper classes are fueling demand for mid and high-end jewelry. According to McKinsey, 36 million more Vietnamese people will join the consumer class by 2030, and P&G is well positioned to capture that market with its strong brand and wide retail network. Now look at the third opportunity involving market trend. First, online shopping is booming, so businesses must invest in digital platform and marketing to stay competitive. Second, there's a growing demand for personalized products, which open new opportunities for brands to connect with customers. Third, today, consumers care more about sustainability and ethical sourcing, especially when it comes to gemstone and diamond. And finally, as consumer needs become more diverse, brands must keep innovating and revisiting their offering to meet changing references. Now, let's look at the rest. First, competition is fierce. The Vietnamese jewelry market is divided into three main segments: low-end, mid-range, and high-end. Major brands such as P&G, Doji, SJC, and Bảo Tín Minh Châu only account for about 20% to 27% of the market share. The remaining 73% to 80% is held by family-run businesses, small manufacturers, and retailers. Although P&G is a leader in the South, rivals like Bảo Tín Minh Châu dominate the North. Also, global brands such as Tiffany, Pandora, and Swarovski are aggressively entering Vietnam luxury market. Second, let's talk about gold price fluctuation and how they affect P&G. In April and May 2025, global gold prices saw high volatility. They dropped from around 3,150 USD per ounce at the end of March to nearly 2,950 USD in early April, before rising steadily to about 3,400 USD by the end of the month. These fluctuations were mainly caused by changes in monetary policy, inflation concerns, and rising geopolitical tension, especially under President Trump administration. By May 28, the spot gold price were around 3,304.6 USD, or roughly 104.4 million Vietnam per TEL. However, XJC Gold in Vietnam was 13.6 million Vietnam higher due to the domestic market being closed off from global pricing. As a result, local gold buyers face more risk and are shifting to other investment options. Although PNJ no longer sells gold bars, uh, it is still indirectly affected by rising material costs and limited supply caused by import restrictions. And 2025 has been extremely challenging for PNGs. On top of high input costs, consumer demand is declining, both in Vietnam and globally. BNG's key focus now is to limit the negative impact and ensure its performance remains above the industry average, even in a down market. And third, govern- government regulations are tightening. Jewelry products must comply with strict standards and labeling, which increase compliance costs and operational complexity. Finally, global economic instability from US and China trade tensions to ongoing conflict continue to disrupt supply chain and weaken consumer purchasing power, especially for non-essential items like jewelry. To conclude, P&G has a solid foundation with strong brand, modern production capabilities, and an extensive retail network. The company is seizing new opportunities through product personalization and digital transformation. However, it must also address international weaknesses like its dependency on import and limited export while staying resilient against external threats from competition and economic uncertainty. And the next part, Ying will present.
Hello everyone, my name is Nhi and I will present about the economic, industry and competitive analysis. There are two sections. The first is about Best-Sale analysis and the second is about Porter's five forces. In Best-Sale analysis, about political in the context of geopolitical instability and regulatory policy shifts across countries. Global conversations in 2024, the difference between the highest and lowest gold price during this year reached 40% from 1,992 USD per ounce in February to 20 and 24 to 2070 86 USD per ounce in October 2024. From the beginning to the end of the year, gold prices rose by 27%, increasing from 2,050 59 USD per ounce to 1,624 USD per ounce. Calculate number 2022, 20 and 13 tighten regulations on variety of dairy products, enhancing the competitive capacity of PNG to target dairy production and retail chain in Vietnam compared to smaller shops. And next, about economic. The shift in free in gold prices during this year stimulated investment in gold hoarding among the public, leading to a decline in gold resale volume during the period, thereby putting pressure on raw material supply. Overall consumer demand in jewelry industry declined as spending shifted towards essential goods and travel. Many traditional gold trading businesses also scaled out operations or exited the industry due to these headwinds. In 2025, the global economy is forecasted to continue facing numerous challenges, notably including the threat of trade war arising from changes in tariff policies under Trump 2.0 administration, which would harden inflation control efforts across countries. Prolonged military conflict in Russia, Ukraine, and the Middle East, Israel, Palestine. As a result, GDP growth in 2025 is expected to show little improvement. Vietnam is witnessing the rapid emergence and expansion of middle class, per capita income has been steadily increasing and is expected to reach approximately 5,000 USD per person in 2025, plus 5.9% year on year in 2024. The average monthly income of workers reached 7.7 million Vietnamese đồng, an increase of 8.6%, equivalent to a rise of 600,000 and 1000 Vietnamese đồng compared to 20 and 23. This is a positive signal indicating that people have greater spending power on non-essential goods, including fashions, electronics, cosmetics, and jewelry. In the first party, in the first quarter of 2025, PNG recorded net revenue of 9,600 uh, 35 billion Vietnamese đồng, down 23.5% at VCK, and post-tax profit of 678 billion Vietnamese đồng, down 8.1% SVCK. And next about social. PNG foster a diverse, equitable, and inclusive workplace by listening to and respecting differences, empowering individuals responsibly, encouraging opportunities, and providing well-deserved recognition. The company cares for its workplace in various aspects, such as mental well-being, social connection, and financial sustainability, capital both internally and externally through talent management strategies and initiatives that promote continuous learning in personal and organizational growth. BNG also integrate the celebration of beauty and humanity into its business activities and spread positive values through various corporate social responsibility as known as CSR initiatives. And next is about technological. uh, Amid the way of emerging technologies such as AI, BNG focuses on efficiency that technology brings. The company has invested in technology systems like ERP in 2018 and has adopted cutting-edge technologies such as AI cameras, e-commerce, CDB cloud, and more. In Vietnam, BNG is only retailer recognized in the cloud computing category thanks to its outstanding applications of technology in its business and manufacturing operations. Specifically, these cloud-based applications has flexibly increased the symptoms responsiveness by 3 to 5 times while maintaining highly optimized cost. It allows the company to easily scale resource uses according to varying demand at different times and only pays on actually consumption. The cloud computing strategy also enable the company to deploy immediately and test projects involving AI, big data, and blockchain with the investment infrastructure, thereby optimizing time, cost, and human resources. And next is environmental. PNG continues to uphold its commitment and believe in pursuing sustainable development goals. Aiming to become a leading lifestyle retail brand in region. Over the past year, PNG has accelerated the implementation of ESG initiatives striving for sustainable growth and environmental protection. P&G is not only a leading lifestyle retail brand in Vietnam but also goes beyond traditional businesses boundaries to assert its treasure through a series of CSR initiatives, making positive contributions to the community. With numerous successful projects, B&G's brand value reached 480 million USD in 2024, according to the brand finance report, reflecting to 12% increase compared to average last year. Notably, the brand value has increased tenfold over the past decade. According to Brand Finance, B&G brands Strength Index annual ABSI also increased by 0.5 points this year, reaching 74.7 points, having the company upgrade its rank strength rating from AA to AA+. Next slide, B&G promotes a calculate economic model by maximizing the lifestyle value of products, using natural resources responsibly, and minimizing waste. The company is committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions in line with the national roadmap by transparently inventorying emissions in its business operations and implementing projects to cut emissions. BNG also promotes efficient use of energy and resources through energy audits, material flow analysis, and waste elimination while aiming to adopt renewable energy sources reasonably. And next is legal. The State Bank of Vietnam issued circular number 29, 20, and 19 TT and HNN, amending and supplementing curricular number 16, 20, and 12, TT and HNN with guides degree number 24, 20, and 12, NDCB of the government regarding the management of gold trading activities. Accordingly, Circular 29 asks regulation on procedure on for adjusting its license for gold bullion trading, regulations tightening the quality controls of gold and jewelry products. Circular number 22, 20, and 13, TTBK HCN. This calculator requires that gold jewelry products calculating on the market declare quality standard, have clear labeling, and comply with staging procedures. And the next is conclusion of this analysis. The best analysis show that BNG faces several macro level challenges but also has significant opportunities for growth, politically and legally. Global instability and stricter relative regulations benefit BNG due to its scale and strong reputation economically, while short-term revenue is affected by market fluctuations and the rapid expansion of middle class and rising income levels offer long-term growth potential. Socially, BNG foster a modern corporate culture focusing on people development and community responsibility. Technologically, the company's strong investment in AI, cloud computing, and big data enhance operational efficiency and competitiveness. Environmentally, BNG is on track path with its sustainable development strategy and circular economy model. BNG has a solid foundation to achieve stable and sustainable growth in the future. And moving to section 2, it portrays five forces. Firstly, competitive uh, rivalry. In the Vietnamese market, P&G's main competitors include Dolce and SJC. Although Dolce generates the highest revenue in the domestic market, its high cost of goods sold results in thin profit margins. B&G's, while ranking second in terms of revenue, holds the number one position in the industry in terms of profitability. Pinterest stand out for inclusive design that are fashionable in trend oriented and professional at the sales, service, and warranty policies. Smaller competitors often compete at low price and pay a little attention to branding. Therefore, B&G managed a differentiation advantage, but still face strong competition in the mid-range and low-end segments. Many small gun shops can easily shut down if their business is not profitable. For a company like Dolce, exiting the market is more difficult due to significant investment in supply chains, branding, and human resources. Secondly, risk of new entrants. Next slide, notable competitor is Prestica, a new brand, just 1 year old, within 2018 operated 30 stores, according to Bank as no AV Capitals. Prestica stands out for several reasons. It offers the more administrative return policy. For the first time, customer can return or exchange products multiple times for it within 30 days. Its product portfolio is also more fashion-forward and unique. Ad campaigns by aggressive social media campaigns that targeting Vietnam rapidly growing consumer segment under the age of 35. And next, bargaining power of suppliers. B&G imports raw materials such as gold, silver, and diamonds from both domestic and international suppliers. SDR phrases and scale materials which regularly influenced by global markets. B&G is somewhat affected by external factors. However, the company has established well stable supply chains, maintain a long-term relationships with major suppliers, and benefit of a large-scale production system, which have reduced bargaining of power of supplier. And next is bargaining power of buyers. Gone and jewelry products play an important role in the spiritual life of Vietnamese people. On special occasions such as weddings, baby food celebrations, and first birthday ceremonies, consumers tend to consider buying gold as a customary practice to increase food visits and seed rotation. Therefore, even if slight fluctuates slightly, it does not significantly affect their purchasing decisions. This indicates that the influence of customer cultures and emotions no values on BNG's product purchase is very high. Finally, about phrase of substitute. The price of substitutes for PNG is considered high due to the rapid development and growing diversity of alternative products in dairy industry. The variety of alternative materials and advanced manufacturing technologies, according to forecasts. The market for jewelry made from alternative materials such as titanium and ceramics is expected to grow by 12% annually through 2025. 3D printing technology is revolutionizing jewelry design by a enabling the creations of unique models at lower cost, which particularly appeals to younger consumers. And about the conclusions, Porter's hypothesis analysis show that P&G operates in a highly competitive market but maintains certain advantages. Industry rivalry is intense with major players like Doji and the emergency of new brands such as Vertica, especially in fashion for and younger segments. However, B&G stands out with high profit stability, exclusive designs, and professional after-sale services. The threat of new entrants is increasing as young brands adapt flexible, well-designed and strong marketing strategy. Supply power is relatively low thanks to B&G stable supply chains and large-scale operations. True buyer has many options. If purchasing decisions are strongly influenced by cultural and emotional factors, helping B&G retain a loyal customer base. Nevertheless, the rapid growth of substitute products make from new material and 3D printing technology puts pressure on B&G to continuously innovate to stay attractive. And next, the content Tuấn Kiệt will present.
Well, in this section, we will analyze PNG financial performance. As you can see from the slide and the data presented, PNG has shown strong financial results from 2021 to 2024. This robust performance comes mostly from the post-pandemic recovery, strategic produce diversification, and their continuous operational expansion. Let's look at these figures. PNG sales have shown remarkable growth, soaring from 19.5 trillion Vietnam dong in 2021 to a significant fif- fif- uh, 37.8 trillion Vietnam dong by 2024. That is almost a double. This clearly indicates strong market demand and P&G have enough ability to capture it. The company's net profit has also experienced a substantial increase, rising from 1 trillion Vietnam dong in 2021 to 2.1 trillion Vietnam dong in 2024. This upward trend is profitability highlight their efficient management and successful business strategies. Finally, P&G total assets have consistently grown, reaching 17.2 trillion Vietnam dong in 2024. This expansion of their sales base reflects their sustained investment and growth. In essence, PNG financial performance. Uh, Now let's dive into PNG profitability, a key indicator of its financial health. As you can see, PNG saw a strong upward trend in 2021. PNG ROS return on sales improved from 5.26% in 2021 to 5.59% in 2024. This demonstrates strong efficiency even with the contribution of lower margin gold sales in this time, while our ROA return on assets slightly declined from 15.12% in 2022 to 13.36% in 2024, reflecting a larger asset base. PNG still significantly outperform its domestic competitor like SCC and Doji, as shown in the graph. PNG ROE remained exceptionally strong at 20.06% in 2024. This is supported by health retained earning and, importantly, zero long-term debt. This ROE not only exceeds Doji's but also aligns with global leaders such as Chow Tai Fook, which recorded at 22.4%. The peer comparison chart clearly illustrates PNG's strong position across these key profitability metrics compared to its competitor. Next, moving on to liquidity, PNG ratio indicates strong short-term financial health, meaning the company is well positioned to meet its immediate obligation. About current ratio, this improved from 2.04 in 2021 to 2.64 in 2024. This growth is driven by expanding current assets and well-managed short-term liability, a very positive sign. PNG cash reserve have surged to an impressive from 1.47 trillion Vietnam dong, with short-term debt being reduced by remarkable 88% year-over-year. This This signifies excellent cash management and reduced short-term financial risk. About inventory turnover at 0.8 days in 2024, PNG demonstrates rapid inventory cycle. While this is typical for gold business, it also highlights the need for vigilance to avoid potential overstocking, especially given price volatility in the gold market. Finally, we will examine PNG sourcing, which speaks to its long-term financial stability and ability to meet its long-term obligation. PNG maintains a very conservative capital structure, significantly reduce financial risk. This about debt to equity ratio. This crucial ratio declined from 76.6% in 2021 to a healthy 52.9% in 2024. Notably, this is significantly lower than competitors like Doji, which stand around 80%, indicating PNG reliant on equity over debt. About long-term debt, PNG have maintained it at zero. This highlights a self-funded growth model, which is a major strategic advantage as it reduces exposure to interest rate hike and refinancial risk. About interest coverage ratio at a strong 10.3 in 2023. This shows that PNG have ample earnings to comfortably service and any existing debt obligation. In summary, PNG solvency metric demonstrate a robust and low-risk financial foundation, further reinforcing its overall strong financial health. In next session, part 5, non-financial analysis, will be presented by my friend Huy.
In this part, we'll be starting with the PNG's human resources strategy, a key foundation for the company's operational growth. In 2023, PNG delivered 542 training courses, totaling approximately 168,000 hours of instruction, reaching over 14,000 participants. This program focuses not only on the professional skill, but also on driving mindset shifts to support the digital transformation, process improvements, and adaptability to a fast-changing market environment. This reflects the leadership's internal objective of embedding what they refer to as a new DNA into the workforce, centered on technological readiness and strategic thinking. Additionally, the company employs a employee stock ownership plan, or ESOP to be short, as a core retention mechanism. In 2024, P&G's board approved an issuance of over 3.44 million shares at an offering price equal to only 21% of the prevailing market issue. This provides significant financial incentive for employees while still aligning with their long-term interests with cooperative performance indicators such as net profits after tax or NPAT and total shareholder return or TSR for short. The ESOP shares are subject to transfer restriction ranging from 12 to 36 months, encouraging employee retention and sustainability. As a result, P&G has been able to reduce administrative expenses, maintaining workforce consistency and avoiding significant costs related to recruitment and retraining, all of which contributed to sustainable growth for the company. In the next part, we'll be talking about ESG as a strategic driver at P&G. On the environmental side, the company recorded a reduction of 827 tons of CO2 emission year-over-year in 2023, along with a 4% decrease in wastewater discharge and more than 80% of raw material use in production are now renewable, and a further reduction in fossil fuels usage are being achieved through the adoption of hydrogen-based welding technology. In the social side, extended to both employees and the wider community, P&G has implemented a several large-scale cooperative social responsibility or CSR initiative, including the mini supermarket Zero Dome program, which assists over 15,000 low-income households with the My Ấm Niềm Tin housing project for disadvantaged families. Additionally, internal policies such as maternity benefits, competitive compensation, and diversity, equity, and inclusion programs further support the employee welfare. In governance, P&G has aligned its practices with international standards by adopting the Asian Corporate Governance Scorecard and integrating risk management system for broad level down to stabilities. The establishment of an ESG committee further institutionalized sustainability governance across the organization. Collectively, these SSG initiatives contribute not only to the compliance and externality responsibility, but also P&G reputation, stakeholder confidence, and long-term value creation. Lastly, we'll be talking about um, the impact of non-financial factors on business results. The revenue of PNG has nearly doubled between 2021 and 24, rising from 19,547 billion Vietnam dong to 37,823 billion Vietnam dong. Despite this expansion, PNG has maintained a stable return on sale or ROS of 5.59%, indicating effective cost control and operational efficiency. Environmental, social, and governance measures have also produced financial benefits. Cost saving from environmental efficiencies, combined with improved brand perception, have driven brand value up to 480 million USD as of 2024. Furthermore, PNG's strong ESG credentials have enabled access to more favorable financing terms, contributing to the debt-to-equity ratio that has decreased to more than 50%, strengthening overall financial stability. On the marketing side, P&G's emotional-driven branding campaign has supported customer loyalty and sales growth during peak retail periods. As a result, the company recorded a gross profit of over 20% in Q4 of 2024, leading to a net profit of 2,113 billion. In summary, the PNG's integration of human capital development, ESG execution, and branding strategy has become a core driver of both operational and financial performances. In the next part, my friend Kiet is going to continue.
We now arrive to the sixth section of our presentation, stock performance. PNG stock price has experienced significantly volatility over the past 4 years, reflecting both the company's strong performance and broader macroeconomic influence. To understand this dynamic, let's look at the key trends year by year. Let's begin with 2022, a period of significant growth for PNG. The next slide. Following the post-pandemic recovery, PNG recorded a striking 73% increase in revenue year over year, reaching 33.876 billion Vietnam dong. This impressive growth reflecting strong consumer demand for jewelry and lifestyle products, significantly boosted investor confidence. As a result, PNG stock price surged, peaking at around 134,000 Vietnam dong per share in April 2022. This period truly showcased PNG's ability to capitalize on market recovery and strengthen its strategic investment. Next, moving to 2023, we observe an absolute reflection. While PNG sustained relatively high sales at 33.137 billion Vietnam dong, only a slight decrease from 2022. Its stock price experienced a sharp decline, reaching a low around 62, 62 thousand Vietnam dong. This downturn was largely attributed to unfavorable macroeconomic conditions in Vietnam. Rising inflation nearing the government target limit led the state bank to maintain relatively high interest rate. Next, let's examine 2024. In this year, PNG achieved record sales of nearly 38,000 billion Vietnam dong, marking a significant 14.1% increase of 2023. This robust revenue growth corresponded with a partial recovery of the stock price, reaching around 108,000 Vietnam dong in first quarter of 2024. This rebound suggests a positive investor response to PNG's strong financial performance and potential strategic initiatives such as market share expansion or new product line. Finally, looking at early 2025, despite PNG achieving record sales in 2024, its stock price saw another decline, setting around 71,000 Vietnam dong. This recent drop appears to be linked to broader macroeconomic factors like the US dollar increase, PNG import costs, while rising global gold price squeezed profit margin. Furthermore, Vietnam GDP growth to positive was primarily driven by public investment rather than consumer spending, potentially raising investor concern about the sustainability of consumer demand. Next, therefore, while PNG sales figure from 2022 to 2025 reflect a strong and growing business, its stock price has been far more fluctuating. This highlights the significant influence of broader market sentiment, macroeconomic factors, and strategic execution on investor behavior. For PNG, aligning financial performance with long-term investor expectation remain crucial for sustaining its market valuation and funding future strategic initiatives. And this is the end of my part. Next, my friend Huy will summarize our presentation.
The company has shown consistent revenue growth over the past few years, with a solid forecast for future earnings, despite some market fluctuation. A strong cash flow position and low debt level indicated that the company can weather economic challenges and invest in future growth. Besides the company holding a dominant market share, the competition in the jewelry section are intensifying. Diversification and innovation will be crucial for staying ahead. Based on the comprehensive evaluation, investment in the company could be advisable. The company has a strong financial stability and competitive edge in the market and a clear strategic plan for future growth. This is the end of my part and our group part as well. Thank you for your attention.